Hello, everyone. My name is David Delano, one of the expert handicappers with Whiners and Whiners.com, recording this video on Sunday, September 4th, 2022. We're going to do something a little bit different here. I'm going to go ahead and go with a NFL season's wins total, so not extremely time sensitive as far as today. Have a day with a lot of early Major League Baseball games going. Some college football games that I looked at, but I did not want to force. Like always, go ahead and like and subscribe. That way you're notified anytime that myself or any of the other expert handicappers drop a free pick. You will be notified. I'm going to start off by kind of going into the futures bet. Give me a couple minutes on that, and then we'll go ahead and recap how college football is going. And also we'll answer some of the questions I had about some parlays a little bit here towards the end, because I know people may have a different interest level. So if you're watching this though on Sunday, I have three premium Major League Baseball picks. They're all three are going to be premium picks today. No free Major League Baseball pick in today's video, but I do have a card going. Link is in the description for that, along with promo code. Promo code's in the description because I know this video might be something that you guys can use for a few days, so I'm going to have the most updated promo in the description. First of all, I have not given out a futures bet on here, and I'm going to go with one on the NFL. We're going to look at the Pittsburgh Steelers. For those of you who are interested in this, I'm going to go with over 7.5 wins for the Pittsburgh Steelers this season. That means that the Steelers have to go at least 8-9. Now, this play for me is really going to be I'm going to heavily lean on the respect and faith I have in the Pittsburgh Steelers culture, along with head coach Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin has taken over for the Steelers in 2007, and the man has never finished worse than 8-8. When you look at the Steelers as an organization, they have won at least 8 games every single season, except for going back to 2003 when they went 6-10. That does not happen by accident. The offensive line does have some concerns. This is still a defense that rates in the top half, or should rate in the top half of the NFL. There's talent at wide receiver, talent at running back. Don't make mistakes. Najee Harris played in every game last year, did not turn the ball over. They also have a talented rookie and a Jalen Warren coming in to compete with him. They've got competition at the positions. Big Ben's gone, but when you look at Mitchell Trubisky and what they possibly have in Kenny Pickett, I think that this team could be upgraded at quarterback as well. Looking at the division, I think they go at least 3-3 in the division. Worst case scenario. Looking at the schedule, I'm not going to look at every single game, at least talk about it on here, even though I have looked at every single game. And I see a lot of games that could go either way. I don't believe in the Browns this season. The Steelers, as far as them getting at least 1-1 split against the Bengals, a 1-1 split against the Ravens. A very competitive division. The Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm definitely going to take the over 7.5 wins, as I think worst case scenario the Steelers finish 8-9, but the ceiling is also much higher. Now, go ahead and going into the recap from yesterday. Very strong start on college football season. 6-1 on my premium selections in college football. We went to 5-1 this week on my premium picks on college football. Hit on a best bet on Thursday. Yesterday we went to 4-1. Hit the first 4 plays. The only loss came, I had over the total, over 54.5 in the game between Miami, Ohio and Kentucky, which ended at 50 points there. We had over Appalachian State, North Carolina game. We had UCLA was our best bet, covering the spread. We had Michigan covering the spread. So just a very, very strong day there. And there's one other one that we had. And anyway, 6-1 right now on our premium picks on college football. The parlay hit. I did drop the free pick that I gave out a few days ago, which was over the total, which was actually Ohio State -10 in the first half between Notre Dame. But still, Very, very, very strong start to college football season. Now, what I'm going to talk about here is on the parlays, and a shout out to Cosmic. You hit on a money line parlay at plus 126. Eastern Michigan Eagles, Duke Blue Devils, South Carolina Gamecocks, and the Mississippi State Bulldogs, all cash for 126, plus 126. And I had some good questions. And one thing here is at the end of the day, we're all trying to make money. You know, whether you're betting favorites, whether you're betting dogs, whether you're doing small volume, big games, whether you're doing high volume, smaller amounts, or high volume, large amounts, whatever you're doing, we're all trying to make money. So I'm never going to, and I like hearing comments and what other people are doing, what some people may like, what some people don't like. Never going to say my way's better, this way's better, that way's better. I'm always open to hearing about different things. So, I know there were some comments about as far as like why put a minus 2,000 favorite in there now on the parlays. Now, one thing about me, I'm not a huge parlay guy. I'm not one to regularly play parlays or recommend playing parlays. The thing for me with the college football specifically, as my parlay hit, which my parlay, for example, was I'm going to keep track of these. I said 1-0 so far on my Moneyline Cupcakes. I'm going to call them Moneyline Cupcakes because I'm putting together a bunch of teams that I don't think can lose. We had Ohio State, Maryland, North Carolina State, UCLA, Georgia, and Western Kentucky. All that NC State game was close. And that was minus 105 odds. And the thing with college football, at least for me, college football is really the only sport that I think that I've learned over the past that I can consistently pick Moneyline teams that pretty much are going to win, that where the chances of them losing are less than 10%, I feel. Basketball is a different animal. When you get to the NFL, it's different. It doesn't work like that. NFL, there's a different strategy I like where you could pick in the NFL where you can pick 3 dogs on the money line at over plus 200 odds each and hit one out of 3 of those each week and be profitable. That's something that I noticed works better in the NFL. But somebody mentioned why not throwing in baseball? Well, baseball, I mean, I give out a lot of baseball picks on here. You guys know baseball. I love handicapping baseball. But when it comes to the parlay, it's just different in this sense. You could definitely throw baseball parlays in there, but it's different than what I'm doing with this Moneyline Cupcake thing because in baseball, even a huge favorite, I mean, you might have a 75% chance for them to win. So that's why I was doing it that way. And so even when you have those huge favorites, if you put them all together, that's why I said putting them all together to get something close to that even money range. And that's what we did there, and that was successful. And shout out to Cosmic as well. And everybody else who left me a comment, really appreciate it. Everybody else who's watching, I really appreciate it. We are going to go ahead and, Pittsburgh Steelers over 7.5. I'll be back with another free pick video for you guys tomorrow. Oh, yeah, and the other pick that I had that slipped my mind was a USC minus 31.5. And there have been some, they haven't all been, but there have been some big favorites that I cashed on this week. Like UCLA was a big favorite on the spread, of course. UCLA, Michigan, and Wake Forest. And one thing, I know some people are like, oh, minus 130, or not minus 130, but minus 30 points, minus 35 points, and they want to stay away from those games. With me, it's really... that doesn't necessarily matter as much. I cap these games before I see the lines, and when I'm looking at them, if I'm looking at a game and I'm saying, okay, USC should be a 42-point favorite on this, and they're a 32-point favorite, for me that's value. Speaking of another game, as I'm going along, I wanted to do a video on this, but the line dropped too late, with it being a FCS game, is between the Jackson State Jaguars and the Florida A&M Rattlers. That line has been all over the place. By the time a lot of you guys see this, that game will already be over. But I see that there's value there. I capped that game at about Jackson State minus 3.5. And right now, Jackson State is a 6.5 point favorite. I do see some value there with Florida A&M. However, Jackson State was dealing with some issues with water this week. Florida A&M still has some ineligible players. Florida A&M does have a game under their belt, though, A lot of transfers, though, loaded up for Deion Sanders' team in the transfer portal. Jackson State won that game 10-7 last year. I think that should be a close game. I'm not officially making a play on that, but that's going to be something to watch. I know I went on a long time because I did the futures bet and also wanted to recap. Sorry, no free pick officially for a game that goes today, but I will be back with one for tomorrow, as the pick for this video is the Pittsburgh Steelers over 7.5 wins for the season. God bless everybody. Thanks so much for watching. We will keep it short and sweet tomorrow.